Right now, as far as we know, Earth is the only place in the entire universe where life exists. We've searched everywhere we can: Mars, Venus, Titan, Europa, but so far, nothing. Just silence. And yet, when you really think about it, that feels almost impossible. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. And almost every one of those stars has planets orbiting it. So the idea that we're completely alone? It just doesn't sit right. So let's take a journey. Not across countries, but across the galaxy. To some of the most fascinating worlds we've ever discovered, planets that might not just support life, but could be even better for it than Earth. Let's start with one of the most exciting candidates ever found, KOI 5715.01. Yeah, not the catchiest name. But what it lacks in branding, it makes up for in potential. This is a massive rocky planet, about twice the size of Earth, sitting perfectly in the habitable zone of its star. That sweet spot where temperatures are just right for liquid water to exist. And water means possibility. Now imagine this, a world so large that flying between continents could take over 100 hours. More land. More ecosystems. More room for life to grow, adapt, and evolve. But what really makes this planet special is its star. Our Sun is a G-type main sequence star, a yellow dwarf with a lifespan of about 10 billion years. It's already halfway through that life. In around 5 billion years, it will expand into a red giant and likely consume Earth. But KOI 5715.01 orbits an orange dwarf star. These stars are smaller, calmer, and incredibly stable. Some can live up to 70 billion years. Just think about that. Life on Earth has had about 4 billion years to evolve. But on a planet like this, life could have tens of billions of years. What would that even look like? Civilizations far beyond anything we can imagine. Maybe even something like a Dyson sphere, a structure built to harness the full power of a star. It sounds perfect, right? There's just one problem. Distance. This planet is about 3,000 light-years away. Even if we somehow got access to something like NASA's Orion spacecraft, it would still take over 100,000 years to get there. So for now, it remains a dream. Maybe we should look a little closer to home. About 39 light-years away, there's something truly incredible, the TRAPPIST-1 system. 7 Earth-sized planets, all packed tightly around a single tiny star. And here's the exciting part, 3 of them sit right in the habitable zone. This system was discovered in 2017 using the transit method, where astronomers watch for tiny dips in a star's brightness as planets pass in front of it. And what they found was a goldmine. These planets are older than Earth. That means if life exists there, it could be billions of years ahead of us. One planet in particular stands out, TRAPPIST-1e. It's slightly smaller than Earth, possibly covered in water, and may even have a thick atmosphere, maybe richer in oxygen than ours. But this system is very different from our own. Its star is a red dwarf star, much smaller and cooler than the Sun. Because of that, the planets orbit extremely close, so close that all 7 would fit inside Mercury's orbit. That creates a strange effect. These planets are likely tidally locked. One side always facing the star, hot and bright. The other side in permanent darkness, cold and frozen. But right in between, there could be a narrow band where conditions are just right for life. A thin, livable strip circling the entire planet. Now imagine standing there and looking up at the sky. You wouldn't just see stars. You'd see other planets, huge, glowing worlds hanging in the sky, close enough to feel real. Maybe one day, traveling between them wouldn't feel like space travel at all, but more like taking a trip to another country. Next, let's visit a planet often called Earth 2.0, Kepler for 52b. At first glance, it feels familiar. 1 year there lasts 384 days, just slightly longer than ours. But it's bigger. About 50% larger than Earth. More land. Bigger continents. Maybe even deeper oceans. Sounds great until you feel the gravity. This planet is about 5 times more massive than Earth, which means gravity would be roughly twice as strong. Every step would feel heavier. Every movement harder. Life there would have to adapt in ways we can barely imagine. But here's something surprising. Unlike our solar system, this one doesn't seem to have a giant planet like Jupiter. We've always believed that Jupiter protects Earth by deflecting asteroids. But recent studies suggest the opposite might be true, that without Jupiter, Earth might actually experience fewer impacts. So a civilization on Kepler for 52b might live under calmer skies than we do. Still, it's not perfect. Its star is older and more energetic, slowly heating the planet. Over time, this could trigger a runaway greenhouse effect, turning it into something more like Venus. A once habitable world, becoming unlivable. Finally, we arrive 600 light-years away, in the constellation of Cygnus. This is Kepler 22b. One of the most mysterious planets we've ever found. It sits comfortably in its star's habitable zone, and evidence suggests it might be a true water world. No continents. No land. Just a vast, endless ocean, possibly hundreds of kilometers deep. If life exists there, it wouldn't look anything like what we know. Strange, alien creatures evolving in the dark depths. Entire ecosystems hidden beneath layers of water we may never explore. It's the kind of place that feels more like science fiction than reality. So now the question is, if you had the chance, which of these worlds would you choose?